Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
So I can't sign you're gonna throw up something I told you about 15, 20 years ago.
And it stuck with me. And
I swear,
and when I come.
Court does call the case of Arbor Woods versus Kiera Morris.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rachel Dornbush, Pellets Law, on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right. And your name, ma'am?
Kiera Morris.
And Ms. Morris is here present in the courtroom. This is your motion to set aside.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Well, what's your basis to set aside?
So I misunderstood the last time we had court, and I thought that I needed to make the payment that morning, and we had court at 2. So I got on Zoom at 2. I did make the payment, the $659 that I told you I was gonna make. But when we at 2:00, they told me to get off Zoom because it wasn't my time and I had missed court. So I do apologize, and that was my fault because I misunderstood. But since then, as like I did put on my motion, I did follow through and make another $659 payment. So that should have taken care of what I was actually brought to court for. And it's just the back and forth with the office. The last time we were in court, they never informed myself or their attorney that they weren't going to allow me to sign my lease. So I've been getting charged that extra month to month since the last time I was in court in April. And we were also told that I was going to be put on this payment plan that they were doing for their tenants. And the resources that I ended up getting, and also the money that I turned in myself, I had a credit with them. So I didn't have to start paying them rent actually until August. So when I went into the office and I talked to, I think her name is Chloe. I think it's Chloe. When I went in the office and talked to her online, if you don't pay by, I think like the 4th or the 5th day, they add on the following month's water and trash. So I was confused. So I'm like, okay, well, why is this being added on? So she explained that to me, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to sign a lease because I can't afford the month to month.
Okay. How much is currently owing?
Your Honor, the current balance with January is $870.18. But if I could respond to just a couple of those things.
Yeah.
As far as the water sewer charges go, Ms. Morris is correct. They do get added on, but they're mid-month and they're not due until the 1st of the next month. So they do get put on the ledger, but the due date and the date on the ledger says, like, for example, if the water sewer for February got added on, it would say 2/1 on the ledger.
Got it.
It does not get added on or included in January's balance. It would be due on February 1st. Number one. Number two, Ms. Morris is correct. She did make a $670 payment on December 22nd. And then there were a few different payments. There's a money order for $105, a money order for $500, and a money order for $659. They're on the ledger for 1/3. In talking to my client, I believe some of those money orders were dated, either 1 or 2 was dated on 12/29, and then either 1 or 2 dated on January 1st. So there was still potentially some monies that rolled over from December. $26. She's technically speaking $26.36 short of the judgment amount that was entered based on the payments that she made. But because it wasn't paid in full in December, by the time those payments that cured the judgment were made, January was then due. So now, in essence, we're here for January. That's what's still due and owing.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Okay. So she is right that is how it reflects on the ledger. But when you decide to pay online with Arbor Woods, if you don't pay that by the 4th of the month, they add that payment program that they use, it adds the following month to your total. And when you pay with a money order, they charge you $10 to pay with a money order. So it's hard to not have a balance if you're already behind. And I have been in contact with the manager about if we can reverse some of those month-to-month fees, because they're now telling me again that I'm getting charged again a month-to-month fee for January. And I asked him, I said, well, can I sign my lease? And he said, well, no, because we only allow you to sign your lease 90 days before, but I've been month to month since my first year living there.
Okay, just listen. Here's what I'm looking at, and what Ms. Dornbush is saying is January's rent, right, you were about $26 short of paying off the judgment. January's rent is now due, right?
Yes, sir.
The 840 and some change. When are you gonna have that?
I just recently went back to work Tuesday, so I'm paid every week. I can make another $500 payment on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday.
The
And-
17th?
Yes, sir, and I can have the remaining balance paid in full the following Wednesday. It will be after the office closed because I work 10-hour shifts, so I don't get off of work until 8
So
p.m.
then you would have the balance paid by the 26th. Well, it would really be the 28th of January.
Yes, in full. But my issue with this is I'm still getting charges month-to-month fee.
No, I know,
okay.
but you're gonna get charged a month-to-month fee. You know, I can't force a landlord to sign a lease, okay? And most landlords, they're not even gonna look at you to sign a lease until you get your balance paid.
No, I understand that, but they're telling me now that, because that's why I asked if I could sign for January. He told me like, well, you have to wait 90 days before the last lease you sign. So I just asked, well, can I get that in writing? Because I have a meeting with Hawk on the 22nd, and I was diagnosed with cervical cancer earlier this year. So I have been off of work a lot. So from me trying to get help from even family, friends, or an agency, they're asking me, well, why are you not in the lease, or why are these certain charges coming up? That $39 doesn't seem like a lot to some people, but
I hear you.
Yeah, so
they're not going to, nor am I going to try to cajole the landlord to give you a lease until you get this balance paid. And I understand that they may have a waiting period to see if you're going to pay before they're going to give you a lease. I get all of that. There's not a whole lot I can do about that.
I'm sorry. I understand what you're saying. It's just, I think the last time I was here in April, I left here with a credit and I didn't have to pay rent until August. So my question to the office is, why did y'all not let me sign the lease then? Because I could have avoided these extra charges that I'm dealing with now. And I had surgery August 8th, and that took me out of work for almost 2 months. So I'm going to pay my bills because I don't have the luxury of renting a home from them. I just rent the land. So I still have a mortgage company, and I don't have kids. So it's not a lot of help when you single with no dependents. So I understand, but I just feel like we're going to be here again if.
I know.
Okay.
I hear you.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm just trying to.
I know you are, and there's not a whole lot I can
I
do about
understand.
it. Okay. I mean, I hear you, but what I want to do, irrespective of the lease issue, and you and the landlord can try to see what can be worked out about that, is to get you paid. I mean, because what I'm looking at here, and I know over the objection of plaintiff, I'm going to give you an opportunity to get this January clear, because the only thing that would happen is if you paid another $27, you would have paid up this judgment. And then when you talk about added fees, they're going to file again. And then you're going to have court costs. Okay. So it's just going to be more that's going to ultimately get added on. You follow me?
I understand. Are court costs included in that past due balance that I
Yes,
had?
everything should have been included. So what I'm trying to do is do it in a way that you get paid, try to square yourself for January. and then not get another whatever court costs were on this case.
And Your Honor, maybe to the court's surprise, I don't have an objection to the court giving Ms. Morris an opportunity to get the current balance paid up. Although I think Your Honor may have been looking at the February calendar and referencing the 28th.
Right.
I show if she's able to make a payment on the 17th, and then the remaining balance, I think she said on the 24th, which is the following Wednesday. Is that correct?
Right.
Ms. Morris?
Wednesday and Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
Okay.
28th is a Sunday. That's the only reason why it stood out as maybe being
No,
off.
I don't think I was looking at February. What I did is I went the 17th to the 26th, which was that Friday.
Gotcha.
Okay. So here's what I'll do. You're gonna pay $500 on the 17th, and then you're gonna pay the balance on the 24th.
Yes, but I'm gonna pay that 26 and whatever the change is. Can I get that number again? I'm paying that today. I appreciate her, but Arbor Woods has been through, since I've been there in 2020, they have been through 6 different managers, and I'm just like,
Okay.
It's 26.36, Judge, from Ms. Morris's. But
26.36.
36 cents said that would satisfy the judgment amount that was entered last month.
Okay.
so plus $10.
Just pay him $27.
I'm gonna pay the extra $10 because it's not
Okay.
$10 charge
Okay.
for the money. You're
Do it. All right, that's fine. All right, so do that, and then I'm going to adjourn this out. I have the 26th, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to adjourn you out 2 weeks. Get this done, okay? And ultimately, I know you're unhappy with the month-to-month fee, but if we do it this way, this actually saves you money. Okay, because you won't have those added court costs.
Okay.
Okay?
Is
Why are you looking at me like you don't believe me?
I
Did
do believe
you see that look?
I do believe
She,
but
no,
you
I
know
said that. She looked at me like,
when
Wait,
I was
what?
7-16, when that little building was up there, you told me I came to court for MDOP, and you told me black and white means everything. Paper trail means everything. So when I go to that office, I say, well, if I can't sign my lease, can I get it in writing?
oh, so you're going to
So I learned from the best. Paper trail is everything. So I just need it in black and white. I can't sign
You're
my
gonna throw up something I told you about 15, 20 years ago.
and it stuck with me. And
Did
I swear, and when I come into a courtroom, when they don't have that black and white, I walk out. Good to go. So I thank you for that. And I tell everybody that. A lot of people, well, Judge Simpson is Judge Simpson. I like Judge Simpson because he go by the book.
I do.
But I appreciate you, and I appreciate the attorney as well. I really do.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. So what we'll do is we'll see you on January 26th, 2024 at 1 p.m. Okay, get that paid.
I will.
All right.
I'm sorry, Judge, what was that time on the 26th?
1 p.m.
1 p.m. Thank you.
All right. Take care of yourself.
I will. Thank you.
Better. Did you see that look? It was like hurting my feelings.